Okay, folks, if you have been watching my videos, then you know that I've mentioned a few times that I was born in Beirut, Lebanon. And when I came to the United States, I was a very young child, and the first place that my family lived was in an apartment on a street called Orange Drive. And at that time, obviously, I had no idea that the orange was an important reference also to those Freemasons and stuff. But anyway, the cross streets of where I lived on Orange Drive, it was between two big streets. One was called Olympic Boulevard, and the other one was called La Brea Avenue. Like I said, I lived on Orange in between those two, and La Brea was one of those streets that crossed my street. And there's this show that just aired, the first season just finished, called La Brea.
Mom? Oh my God.
A massive hole has opened up in the middle of Los Angeles. 2 city blocks are gone.
I got you. I love you.
So this show called La Brea, and I told you I lived on that cross street, it was about a sinkhole. The very first few minutes of the show, right away, there was a sinkhole disaster in Los Angeles. And this sinkhole on the show, this big sinkhole, happened near the La Brea tar pits. Okay, in the show it talks about that. And that area is called the Miracle Mile District, and that's where I lived, okay? And I actually live right in the middle of this, where the sinkhole happened. I mean, where I used to live when I came to this country. Like I said, it was called the Miracle Mile District, where I lived. Now I'm going to show you a clip off of my television, and I want you to see that, look, there's a line right here, like a needle that's going, that's from my television, and then there's a big black dot right here. So I'm just giving you a heads up about that.
Oh my God, there's sinkhole locations. Look at this. Topanga, Mojave, La Brea, Seattle.
Never get to a boy named Isaiah.
Oh my God, there's sinkhole locations. Look at this. Topanga, Mojave, La Brea, Seattle.
Does the map say where in Seattle the sinkhole's going to open?
Yeah, there, near the mouth of the Duwamish River.
You see that? Right after that big sinkhole in Los Angeles, I told you, in the Miracle Mile District, then they're talking about a sinkhole in Seattle. And what does this look like to you right here? Now look at that. It sticks out like a sore thumb. You see this? That's Washington. That's where the Seattle's right around here. And that sticks out like a sore thumb. What does that look like to you? It looks like a head. And whose head does it look like? I'm purposely making the brightness like this. Look, this is Elvis, okay? And look at his hair. It's shaped just like that image that I just showed you in the Washington. That's Elvis's head you're seeing. You see how it just stands out like a sore thumb? It looks like a head, like Elvis's hair. You see that? And what could possibly happen is, because I told you that Trump is going to get a head wound in Ohio, and because Elvis and Trump are the devil twins, this could be also a head wound when Seattle gets struck. Okay? Because the Seattle Space Needle is right around here, but this whole area could be cut off and sink into the sea after this catastrophic event that's going to happen around June 11th in Seattle. Like a head wound. And then they could say that could be the mark of the beast. You know what I mean? And then people will say, oh, it looks like Elvis, and make it look like something innocent, Seattle strong, but it's really the image of Elvis that they get the mark of the beast. You get it? And everyone will keep saying it looks like Elvis. And do you think it's a coincidence that Florida, where Trump lives, looks like Trump's hair, the whole state of Florida? You see? You put this on Trump's hair, on Trump's head, it would look exactly like him. It would look exactly like his hair. Okay, you think that's a coincidence that Seattle has a head and Florida looks like Trump's hair? I told you they're the devil twins.
Does the map say where in Seattle the sinkhole's going to open?
Yeah. There, near the mouth of the Duwamish River.
Duwamish River?
Anyway, like I said, even my needle is telling you. I have a needle on my television. Look at that. My TV's completely messed up, like I said. It's telling you exactly that something, because I told you the Seattle Space Needle is going to be involved. And it's telling you exactly where it's going to be. My television's telling you that. Anyway, during the show, like I said, they played down this Seattle sinkhole. It was a very small sinkhole, and it was no big deal.
What's wrong?
Well, that's in the center of downtown. Everyone there is in danger.
It's not just downtown, Gavin. The entire city could be in danger.
The point I'm trying to make is they're warning everybody that Seattle's going to sink, man. I told you, probably this whole part right here will sink in, to the Elliott Bay or the Puget Sound. And the Space Needle, sinks to the bottom of the sea or whatever. The sea in Seattle. I told you, Elvis is the beast out of the sea. And you'll probably see the Space Needle sticking up out of the water. You know what I mean? The top of it. I'm going to show you one more clip from this show. And look at this guy. He's got a beard kind of looking like mine. Look what he's holding in his hand. A Baby Ruth candy bar. Out of all the candy bars they'd have to show on that, on this show, why choose the Baby Ruth? Because, Baby Ruth sounds like Babe Ruth. And remember, I'm from Beirut.
Give me back the damn Baby Ruth.
Not gonna happen.
Hey, come on, let's just calm down, okay? You've got yours now, give it back and move along.
Come on, man.
Give me back the damn Baby Ruth.
Not gonna...
And you see the street name in the background? It says Curson. Curson. Look at that. I wonder who they want to put a curse on. Anyway, I used to skateboard on this street. I told you, they're in the Miracle Mile district. Where they're showing you right here. Where I used to live. And they put the Babe Ruth connection to Beirut. And I told you, Babe Ruth was a famous baseball player, and he was a pitcher also, and a home run king at one time. Anyway, he died on August 16th, which is the same day Elvis died, August 16th. And my dad was born on August 16th, and my dad died on August 16th. Same day he was born, and he also died 72 years later on the same date. And it just so happens that, during Trump's presidency, Trump gives the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award to Elvis and Babe Ruth on the same day. Think about how crazy that is. What is it with this Babe Ruth? Okay? Because it sounds like Beirut, where I was born. Because I told you I'm connected to this, okay? In 1983, there was the Beirut barracks bombing. Okay, it happened in 1983. And look, barracks sounds like Barack. Okay? And remember, the other one happened in 1983. And the biggest explosion we've ever seen in our lifetime and ever happened on August 4th, 2020 in Beirut. There's a different, event. This one just happened. And why is this important, this August 4th? That's the day Barack was born. You see, August 4th. Remember, I just showed you the barracks bombing in Beirut that happened in 1983. Barracks sounds like Barack. And then this one, the biggest explosion we've ever seen, happened in 2020 on August 4th, Barack's birthday. I mean, what is going on with this Barack? What has he got against Beirut? Barracks Barack. You see that? Because I'm connected to this. I told you I was born in Beirut, Lebanon. Now watch this. It happened in 1983. And why is this important? Because if you put 1983 into my gematria calculator, it equals 216. And why is that important, the 216? August 4th is the 216th day of the year. Barack's birthday. The Beirut Barack bombing, 1983. 1983 equals 216, which is the 216th day of the year is August 4th, Barack's birthday. Now listen, what makes this so important is because this is the only year out of all of the 1900s that it equals 216. 1983 is the only year out of all the 1900s. Okay, I checked it all. Do you not understand how ridiculous this is? And I told you the Matrix guy, Keanu Reeves, is born in Beirut, Lebanon, where I was born. Do you understand? Keanu Reeves' mother didn't live there. She just happened to give birth in Beirut, Lebanon. She was there for business or whatever the hell. You know, I told you, I am the character, the Keanu Reeves character in the Matrix. And you know, Seattle is in Washington. And you know, I told you that Washington is connected to this, George Washington. And they celebrate Washington's birthday on 2/22. 2/22. And what is the initials for Beirut barracks bombing? B, B, B. B is the second letter of the alphabet. So that would be 2, 2, 2. You see what I'm saying? Everything's connected to these numbers. And you know, Trump he won the presidency in the year 2016. That's the 216 number again. And it was 216 years after Washington died when he won the presidency in 2016. And Barack turned it over to him. Do you understand? Barack was still president in 2016 when he won the election. And it's 216 years after Washington died. And next year, it's going to be 222 years after Washington died. And Washington's birthday celebrated on 2/22. And next year is 2022. Do you not understand? Next year is the year, folks. And like I said, Washington is the first president, the first George. Then all the way to the next George was the 41st president. Then Bill Clinton was the 42. George Bush, the third George. The father, son, you know. And then you have the third, like I said, 3 Georges. And then Barack is the 44th and Trump is the 45th. Add that up, 216. You see what I'm saying? From the first George to the next George. That's why it's counted like that. And then add these up, it's 216. Again with the 216. Like I said, folks, I have hours and hours of information that I could show you that's connected to all these numbers, but I've got to end the video sooner or later.
Does the map say where in Seattle the sinkhole's going to open?
Yeah. There, near the mouth of the Duwamish River. What's wrong?
that's in the center of downtown. Everyone there is in danger.
It's not just downtown, Gavin. The entire city could be in danger. Oh my God. There's sinkhole locations. Look at this. Topanga, Mojave, La Brea. Seattle.
And you see how dramatic that was, the way she pointed to the sinkholes? She named like three of them, and then the last one she names. And she says Seattle. You see what I'm saying? Listen.
There's sinkhole locations. Look at this. Topanga, Mojave, La Brea. Seattle.
They made it a point. Like, you know what I mean? It was the last one. They're telling you, folks. They're warning you. How much warning do you need? And remember, in my older videos, I was telling you that it's a possibility that Seattle can sink. Okay? And I was talking about the beast out of the sea, because I told you Elvis is the beast out of the sea in Seattle. And Seattle's in King County. Elvis was known as the king. You understand? And Elvis was the first person that had anything to do, the first famous person that had anything to do with the Seattle Space Needle when he made a movie, when that needle first opened. Anyway, notice that, look, it's got a snake eye, and it's got like Trump and Elvis's hair in the front. I don't know what that's about, but anyway. S stands for snake and serpent in Seattle. And I told you how important the S is if you've been watching my videos. And I was talking about the Kraken before the Seattle named its hockey team the Kraken. Because I was talking about the beast out of the sea, and I told you guys about the Kraken. All right? And I showed you guys how they put the logo as the Space Needle on an anchor. Look, it's a Space Needle on an anchor. And what does an anchor do? It goes to the bottom of the sea. Do you understand? Because they're telling you it's going to sink. This Seattle, the Space Needle. I told you, Elvis and Trump are the devil twins. That's why you're going to have the twin events in 2022. Okay? Elvis, sometime around June 11th, is going to somehow manifest, after a catastrophic event, Elvis's name or his image or his number of his name, okay? You'll see what I'm talking about when it happens around June 11th in Seattle. And then the other event is Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, Obama's birthday. Trump gets the head wound most likely in Ohio. I'm 100% about the date, 8/4, when he gets the head wound. But I'm not 100% it's going to happen in Ohio, but most likely 99% next year, 2022. And I told you Trump gets his head wound next year, 8/4, August 4th, the year 22. Look at this. This explosion happened in 2020. There's your 22. 8/4, 22. Next year, Trump gets his head wound. You understand? And also, that's when Elvis manifests also next year on June 11th in Seattle. Anyway, folks, sorry about the bad quality, but this is the best I can do. Anyway, folks, end of video. Get out of Seattle. I told you guys, between June 11th and June 14th, which is Trump's birthday, June 14th, get out of Seattle during those days. Even my television is telling you to get out. Look, the needle is pointing right to Seattle. You understand? Anyway, folks, end of video.